Howdy guys, we're here to do our titration lab, the Vinegar Titration Lab, and just really the data portion. I explained what a titration was in the previous video. If you haven't watched that, go ahead and check it out. What I'm doing right now is I'm in the process of rewashing this sodium hydroxide because I had to make more. It is a different concentration than what was at the beginning, so I'm going to have to start over essentially from what I did from that previous video. Unfortunately. So you'll see that I wash it out with water, and you rinse it 3 times with water, and then you are also supposed to add and rinse it, wash it 1 time with, with your titrant. So let me find that. So I'm washing it with my titrant. And I'm not rinsing the whole way through. I'm just kind of getting the outside right here. That is so that it kind of clears the water droplets that are stuck to the side and that was stuck to the bottom right here. We're just going to let it all wash out. That is important because if water was in here and water was in here already and then we added our base, what would happen to the concentration of this? Okay, and now what would happen to the concentration of your analyte, your calculated concentration? Okay, so that's going to kind of throw it off. That's actually when you'll post up questions, so I'll leave that to you to think about what would happen. Would it increase or decrease the final concentration that you calculated? And think about why. Think through the whole process. If it's not evident yet, it will be when you make your when you make your calculations. So I rinse it completely through with the titrant once, so it's all through. Now I'm going to add just a little bit. I'm going to close the stopcock and add some titrant all the way up to nearly the top. If you are vertically challenged, then sometimes it can be a little hard, so get one of your taller lab partners or somebody in the room to help you out with that part. So I'm just doing that because there's a little bit of air bubbles in the bottom, so I want to make sure I clear that out. So that's all done, that's ready to go. That waste beaker is quite handy, isn't it? We'll just dump that out in the sink with lots of water. Okay. Now, so here's my analyte. It's ready to go. I'm gonna stir it up just a little bit. It's already got its indicator in there. So now what I have to do is take an initial reading. Now I already added the KHP, and so the uncertainty is I use the analytical balance. So the uncertainty is plus or minus 0.0001. And then the value of the KHP is 0.5062 grams. I'll give you a picture of that later. Now, for online students, you only have to do trial 1, trial 2 and 3. In face-to-face, we'll pool our data and average them out. But online students just stick with trial. We'll just do this one trial and do one calculation, just to make it a little bit not to make it too crazy. So we'll take an initial burette reading here, and that is 2.59 milliliters. Okay. Now, the final burette volume is, well, we have to add our stuff. So, I'm pretty sure it's going to take about 25 milliliters. So, I will just keep on going until it gets to 25. Yeah. So if you're an expert like me and have done like 1,000 of these, you kind of know when to stop and to really slow down just by visual exchange. As I recommend to all first timers, or if at least it's the first few times you've done it, to go a little gentle. Ta-da! If anything, I pushed it a little over, but it looks like it is probably just right. Yeah. So Miss Patterson described this as being little girl pink and not Barbie doll pink, which I think is a good show. Oh, well, the pink went away, so I must need one more drop. Maybe 2 more drops. Oh, fine. So if you get that, remember, if you get that little bead right there, you can squirt some water. That should be good. Let's go with that. Let's move it on. Wow. So that is going to be 37.50. 37.50 milliliters. Okay, so think about sig figs right here. Remember, you are going to have to subtract these two, the final minus the initial, right? So your sig figs, you have go by the least number of decimal places since you were subtracting. So your answer, your total volume right here, should have just 2 decimal places, and it should be 30. Oh, math is hard. All right, whatever. You can do the total volume added. That's easy. Now, so that's it. What I'll now have to do is I've basically spent this whole burette. That's okay. I don't have to rerun the standard again. What I do have to do is refill this. So, now, important assumption is being made right here. We're assuming that this stuff that's left over is the same concentration as this stuff. So we're, even though there may have been like 1 or 2 molecules of water that is, was still added, from a leftover titrant. So that is a good assumption to give, like in your conclusion or something. Assumptions are always a good thing to try to think about. You're assuming that this concentration is the same as this one. Because you have to put assumptions on your IA. Now, check it out. Now we're ready to move on to the acid part. So, for the acid, I'm just getting this commercial bottle of vinegar. I don't know if you can see it. The label says 5% acidity. Okay, because that's important for your pulse level. 5%. So now what you do is, gotta go get another flask. So this one is already full of the vinegar. Okay, so it's already good to go, ready to just pour and measure, which is convenient. All I have to do is, because that's really easy to take the volume of the vinegar. We're not going to titrate with this one. We're going to titrate with the same one, but I am going to just check this out and check out an initial volume of 8.83. 8.83 milliliters. Oh yeah, your uncertainty is going to be plus or minus 0.5, right? And then your final burette volume, what I'm supposed to do, how much am I supposed to add? Come on, Mr. Russell. Three milliliters. So 3 milliliters means I need to add, math is hard, 11.83. Good. so. Okay, there we go. That's probably not exactly 3 milliliters, but close enough. We'll take an official reading. That's going to be 11.72. 11.72. Milliliters. Hey, is that last sig fig actually on the nose? Probably not, but that's why we have that uncertainty range. That wiggle room lets us feel comfortable about how on we are with our adjustments. So we know that, yeah, the uncertainty starts to make sense when you start to do this. You can calculate the total volume of vinegar now. So now we are going to add some phenolphthalein. I know the procedure says 2 drops, so put 5 in, just to try to make it a little more visible. We're going to add in a stir bar, and then we are going to squeeze in a bunch of water. Get it up to 50. All right, we'll let that mix around. Just trying to get the stir bar submerged so it stirs effectively. And then we're good to go. Okay? So, the initial burette volume. $1.71. And then we'll start adding stuff. Now, we have no real clue right now how much is going to be added, or how much it's going to take. So we're just going to watch. And watch carefully. Watch for the pink. It's exciting, I know. Oh, ouch. See that? That's what it looks like when you overshoot the end point. Maybe it's not that bad. It's starting to clear up. You see how it got really pink? I was bragging about being really good at this. So it looks like it's okay now. So I think we're all right. It might actually all go away. We are actually like right there. I'm just gonna, actually there's one little thing hanging off on the side. I'm gonna squirt that one in. And that's gonna make me feel good. It is a nice light pink. Not a Barbie doll pink, it is a little girl pink. Whatever. So 36.1 36.12 milliliters. All right, total volume solution, find that, and then you're good to go. I will see if we can post some other ones so you can, for the face-to-face students when they do this tomorrow, we'll try to do trial 2 and trial 3. And so you can fill in some data for theirs, and then you can average them to do your final calculation and find the percent acidity of this. Okay? So, this is percent by volume. Okay? So, percent by volume. Alright, that's going to be it. Have a great day.